Very good morning, everyone. It's George Bairuthi from FS Securities, giving you the market report for Tuesday morning, the 3rd of May, 2022. These are our details, our email, our website, as well as our phone number. Let's start with what happened overnight. On Wall Street, the Dow was up 0.3%. And the S&P 500 was up 0.6%. The Nasdaq was up 1.6%. In New York, BHP was up 0.6%. However, RIA was down a bit. Tesla was up nearly 4%. In Europe, the Stoxx 50 index, which comprises most major European markets, was 1.2% down. And the ASX futures are indicating that the most likely opening will be 26 points down, or 0.4%, to below the 7,300. Remember, only a few months ago, the ASX 200 was up nearly 7,700, or close enough to it. Gold down 1.7% to $1,865 US per ounce. Brent crude oil slightly up to $107.94 US per barrel, and West Texas crude oil up 0.7% to $105.43 US per barrel. Iron ore price $142.35 US per ton. The Aussie dollar down 0.1%, trading to 70.5 US cents. The highest level was actually 75.8 several weeks ago, and the very lowest level for many months was actually 70 US cents, and we are so close to it. The 10-year yield, which affects us home owners, home buyers, we have got loans with the banks. In America, it's got shot up to now 2.97, and in Australia it's 3.26. Remember, the lowest level was 1.76 several months ago. So you can see here we've got approximately 1.5% higher than what it was several months ago. Bitcoin 38,700 US. That converts to 54,900 Australian dollars. Just to see the big picture, let's see what happened over 4 days. The Dow over 4 days is down 0.5%, the S&P 500 down 0.5%, and the Nasdaq 0.4% up. In Europe, most stocks are up over 4 days, and on our market, we are 29 points higher over 4 days, despite the 88 points drop and the 10 points drop the day before. Gold, $25.10 over 4 days lower, that is 1.4%. Silver down 4.2%. And copper, the economic barometer, down 5%, close enough to 5% over 4 days. And Brent crude oil and West Texas crude oil, close enough to 3% higher over 4 days. Okay, now we go to the chart to see the advances and declines. You can see that yesterday 57% of all the stocks were down and only 15% were up and 28% unchanged. You can see over 2, 4, 6, 8 days we have 5 days down and 3 days up. And when it's down, you can see that the down is actually here, nearly over 55%, 58%, 50%. And when it's up, the highest we've seen is actually 44% up versus 25% down. So there is momentum on the downside, as you can see, and liquidity, the volume is going down, 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 down. So actually, as a matter of interest, when it was 6 billion transaction, this was actually a bad day, and the declines were actually exceeding the advances. And when you look week on week, these are daily, week on week, you can see that the last 5 days, last 7 days weekly, you can see the declines exceeding advances. Here again and again. For 4 weeks in a row, we've seen the declines exceeding advances. If that doesn't tell you the story, a full story, I don't know what else will. Now let's see what's hot and what is not. First of all, we start with the stocks with higher volume. Here we had Qantas. The price was up nearly 3%, and the volume was 219% of the moving average. So in other words, over 50 days, the volume moving average is 8.5 million, and yesterday we've seen 18.6 million transactions taking place. The only concern is the price was $5.76, and the fair value, according to the last research, is $5.45. So really, the price of the stock is much higher than the fair value. Origin Energy, $6.90. The price was up 0.9%, and the volume was 1.1 times the moving average. On the downside, ResMed. ResMed has been on the downside several days in a row. Even though the fair value is $29.80, which is above the latest price, we've seen there has been a lot of pressure on ResMed. So I guess that's not really a trade you want to do on the upside, but if you short the market, maybe ResMed will be one stock that you may want to hedge or actually short. On the mid cap, you've got Kogan, $3.91, and the fair value is $11.15. Again, we need to have a look at this fair value. It seems to be exceeding well in excess of the price. 13% drop in Kogan yesterday, and the moving average was 719,000 trades, and yesterday we've seen 4.5 million. This company has been hammered very badly on the stock market yesterday. Last but not least, we're going to look at what was most active. And by the way, I'm taking you to the home page, and as you can see on the home page, there are many links to pass off the articles, and shows you a lot of information if you want to know which sector is hot, which is not. The 2-week update, upcoming dividends, all that is available. So if you read a copy of this article, which is presented every morning, you need to actually communicate with us. As I showed you, this is our website and this is our mobile number. You can call me directly. Okay, let's go to the most active trades. And here, Flight Centre, the price was $22.99. The price was up 1.8%. However, the fair value is still lower than the price. So actually we can say that Flight Centre is overpriced in relation to its fair value. Fortescue, slightly up, 1.1%. GrainCorp, 0.7%. And in terms of what is actually really reasonable, you got Woodside Petroleum trading at $31.19. Fair value is $34. However, the price yesterday was only 0.1% higher. So it's not really a major share price movement. If you talk about Westpac is trading around, let's say, $24. The fair value is $29. However, the price movement was only slight. But yesterday was actually a bad day. So on a bad day, Woodside Petroleum and Westpac managed to hold their grounds. So that will be positive. Transurban has been going up and up and up several days in a row. The price was up 0.5%. However, the fair value is lower than the share price. Okay, as I said, if you want a copy of this article, all you have to do is communicate with us directly, and have a good day, and hopefully you make some money today.